The day of the races arrived, and father and son reminisced about what it took for Derek to get there. They talked about ignoring past heartaches and failures, and they agreed that if anything bad happened, no matter what it was, Derek was to finish the race. So the race began. Out of the pack, Redmond seized first very quickly. His dad in the stands, keep it up, keep it up. Down the stretch, only 175 meters to go. Redmond was a shoo-in to make the finals. He hears a pop in his right hamstring. He pulls up lame, as if he had been shot. His dad says, "Oh no," his face turns pale. Redmond begins hopping on one leg. Then he slows down, falls on the track, clutching his right hamstring. Medical personnel come out. At the same time, his dad, seeing his son in trouble, races down from the top row of the stands, sidestepping people, bumping into others. He has no credentials to be on the track, but all he can think about is getting to his son to help him up. "I wasn't going to be stopped by anyone," he said. On the track, Redmond realized his dream of Olympic medal was gone, tears running down his face. As the medical crew arrived with a stretcher, Redmond tells them, "No, there's no way I'm getting on that stretcher. I'm going to finish my race." So then in a moment that will live forever in the minds of millions, Redmond lifts his head, lifts himself, slowly starts hopping down the track. Suddenly everyone realizes that Redmond isn't dropping out of the race. He's actually going to continue. He's going to attempt to hobble his way to the finish line all by himself. Slowly the crowd in total disbelief rises, begins to roar. The roar gets louder, louder. One painful step at a time. Each one a little slower, a little more painful than the other. His face twisted with pain and tears, Redmond limps onward in the crowd, cheers him on. Suddenly, his dad finally gets to the bottom of the stands and leaps over the rail. They try to pull him back. "That's my son. I'm going out there. I'm going to help him." Finally, with Derek refusing to surrender and painfully limping, his dad reaches his son about 120 meters from the finish line, wraps his arm around his waist. "I'm here, son. We'll finish together." Derek puts his arm around his father's shoulders, and together, arm in arm, father and son, 65,000 people cheering, finishing the race just as they vowed they would. Hebrews 12, verses 1 through 5 says, "Since we have such a cloud of witnesses surrounding us, let's lay aside the sin that entangles us and every encumbrance, and let us run with endurance the race that is set before us, fixing our eyes on Jesus, the author and perfecter of faith, who for the joy set before him endured the cross, scorning its shame." So as we study this topic of depression, avoiding despair in difficult times, we could give a short definition to depression like this: not finishing your race God has marked out for you because of adversity, right? Stopping. So counseling a saint who's truly depressed needs help finishing their race. That's why this is important. It's not just about getting them to feel better. It's about getting them to finish what God has started and what God will start. Pursuing sanctification to the end. So what does the Bible say about depression? It's not distressing trials. 1 Peter 1:6, "In this you greatly rejoice, though now for a little while you have been distressed by trials." It's not grief. It's not sorrow or grief. It's Jesus saw Mary weeping and over Lazarus' death, and Jesus himself then wept. It's not what we're talking about here. It's not disappointment at rejection. Jesus saw the crowd, 6,000 or more there, and they deserted him, it said. And he turns to his disciples, "You're going to leave me too." He didn't stop, though. It's not perplexing circumstances that tempt us to be despairing, or discouraging circumstances, or despairing. All four of these are what's happening to us. It's that weather of our life, right? Things going on around us. Depression is a response. It's not perplexity. And if we were to think about the Apostle Paul, as he says in 2 Corinthians 4:7 through 8, he says that we have this treasure in earthen vessels, and we are perplexed but not despairing. And so depression is becoming despairing in perplexing circumstances.